Morning. Excuse the background. It's not really anywhere decent to sit and have a decent background behind me at the moment. I thought I'd pop in and do a little update. I know I missed the weekend waffle. I did do a post on Facebook. I'm struggling. I think many of us are at the moment, especially mental health folk. The cold weather, just being stuck in, the energies, everything is just like, I have a lot of highs, I sort of run with it a lot, and then I have that drop. And I knew I was going on the drop, and I fell off the ladder a bit with my dieting and binging, and a lot of that was frustration because the diet I was on, obviously I was losing weight with, but then it was bad for my heart, it was bad for me, and that would have caused more issues there. So when the dietitian called, she suggested I went back on some carbs. So I tried that, and then that confirmed that it's the carbs that was giving me that turmoil inside and my IBS. I have internal shakes because my body can't process them very well. So obviously I need time for that. And of course, the sugar's going back in my body, and weight was going back on. Literally, I've had a couple of pounds go on, kilograms, whatever, go back on like overnight. And then of course I just got so down and defeatist and angry. I thought, well, if I'm allowed carbs, so I may as well have some chips now. And I even had bar of chocolate because obviously the sugar going back in my body. I thought I may as well enjoy it. I just so and then my reaction to that, my body's reaction to that was ridiculous. So the good side of that is at least I know what my body would tolerate, and all my IBS and or upset tummy and things like that, and sickness, diarrhea and things like that will go away if I eat the right, if I eat food that I'm tolerant to. But now I've also got to make that decision: do I completely cut out more of the fattier things like cream, which I've been enjoying? That's the only way I've managed to stay on keto, is to have the fruit and the cream and to be able to start eating fruit. And obviously, the red meats and the carnivore side of things. I mean, for me, that I was coping fine with that, but and losing weight. But the dietitian was very concerned that it's only like a short-term thing, and it's very hard to maintain. Well, I was maintaining it very, very well until the doctor stopped me, monitoring myself and everything else. So I'm a bit upset with that. Like I said, I've got to really sort of really look at. I've got such limited foods that I can eat and that I like. Anyway, that's by the by. That was like the start of a downward spiral. Then my shower blew up just as I got in it, and I hadn't had a shower for a week. So I actually went to have a shower, and fortunately I didn't start sort of putting shampoo in my hair or anything, and that blew up. So I left that a couple of days thinking maybe it's just the cold, and then I rang council, and they said that, they can't get anybody out to the 1st of January, which is like a bit of a crisis because you can't really go without washing for like a whole month, and that would be longer for me because obviously I had already delayed that wash. So they're hoping that they can get another appointment, but at the moment I have no other forms of bathing, and without the diesel heater making this place hot enough, and the freezing temperatures, it's been really difficult. So then of course I put the radiator back in the van. The diesel heater will work, but I have no fuel left. I can't afford to put diesel in yet. So obviously I don't want to sort of, when the tank's on fumes, and I want enough fuel to get down to the garage when my benefits go in to get some fuel for that. Obviously I did the run to get the pram, which was amazing, but then the pram straps broke, so I needed another 30 quid to buy some more straps for the pram to make that safe, which stopped me going out walking with the cats. Not that they were going out anyway because it's been so cold and freezing, so they've been in like sort of 23 hours a day and wanting to have some attention and playtime. This whole place is just so cold, and we're just like being hiding under the duvet, trying to keep warm. So I bought the oil-filled radiator in just to take that chill off. But my God, it's just a cost a fortune. I can't afford to have that on all the time. It's like sort of £10 for a few hours, and so I was only like turning that on for like morning and night just to take the chill off the air, just to defrost the ice. But my electric, balance is going down fast on that. So I thought, well, okay, I definitely need to hold on so I can get this diesel heater working. Like I said, the cables, the wiring is going to be done in the new year when I go back to Ian. But then, of course, to go back to Ian, I've got to find the money to start the welding work and everything else, and I haven't got it. So I haven't got it. Then, of course, I couldn't go in the bungalow to pull things around and advertise things like that. It was too cold to go to the bungalow. I just wanted to sort of stay in here. And then, of course, my depression meant I was staying in bed all day as well. The cats were going out running away. Cats go out, doors open, even cold with the door open. But at least they were able to get their exercise. So, cut long story short, I've had a week or so, a few days of being down, but that's normal for me, so that's not something I'm going to sort of beat myself up over. Obviously, I'm very much similar to bipolar, so I go up on a high and I do as much as I can during that high, and when I'm motivated, then when the drop comes, I just got to run with it. The worry of that was, like I said to the doctor, if I am on the drop, will I fall off the ladder regarding diet? Will I sort of, it's so dangerous for me to not look after myself right now, and of course that's happened, which then puts, stress on me. I'm stressed over the MOT. I'm stressed over me not being able to care for me and doing things right. I'm trying to beat myself up over that because obviously it's a real tough time we're all going through at the moment. But I can even tell how I'm putting sugar back in my body and my eyesight going again and everything else, and and so when I have the risk of the diabetes come in, and on top of everything else, on top of my liver, on top of all the other shit that's going on, and there's so many people worse off than me out there. I know that, and it's like this is supposed to be my challenge. So, and as I say, I completely ran out of money in the bank, so I'm literally living off. I love a donation of food and die, thank you. And without doing that, I don't think she realises that I wouldn't have had any food. So I'm just sort of trying to sort of go around the corner shop and buy the odd sort of bit of cheese and everything just to nibble on. Yesterday I literally just had a pack of sausages, that's all I had. But at least that was right for my diet. But after all the binges before and everything, and then the takeaway before, I bought chips and chicken chips in a corner shop from the takeaway. When it's only £4 to get a couple of chicken strips and some fries, that's affordable compared to sort of going off and having like sort of £10-15 meals of steak and God knows whatever, and having to order in deliveries of spending £50 at a time. So it's just, I'll just run with it, or I'll get a couple of packs of pork rinds, like porky scratchings, which I'm allowed, and that'd be a meal for me. And then a cheese would be a meal for me, and my tangerines and cream would be a meal for me. And coffee I don't like, but I'm drinking coffee with sugar and with the milk and me allowing that. But it's just all that hard work I did. My weight being lost has just been gone back the other way, and that dietitian said, well, the weight loss might be slower, but it should still be okay. It's all about calories going at the moment. She doesn't want me calorie counting. She wants me to sort of get a better balanced diet and things like that. But we found something that worked for me, and no, we're not on it. So I think I've got to go back to that, to be fair. I think I'd rather be losing the weight, enjoying my food and be at risk of a heart attack or something than be in this scenario, because I won't survive like this. I'm not happy, and I need to sort of monitor myself. And the thing is, we did my blood pressure average, and obviously my blood pressure was going up with the food. I presume that's why, with the foods, and I know it's stress as well. I suppose all I've got to do is eat what I can do that's right for me, which will help me lose the weight. And then, of course, I'm not out walking, so I've been bedbound with depression and with the cold, not being out walking, which I needed that balance of that walking to help with the weight loss as well. And this weather's just, it's like gone into hibernation and becoming a big fat bear. Anyway, it's just, I don't want to waffle too much about this boring stuff, but I'm struggling. And this is why obviously there's not been as many videos going out. I know I like to share, everything I go through. I really sort of just been typing on Facebook, because I literally only just washed my hair in the 5 degrees van. It was a bit warm this morning, so I thought I'd wash my hair, because I was in such a mess. I'm going to try and make myself do the housework in the van, tidy up, even try and I sold my gas heater, my house heater yesterday's one of the things I was selling. So I think rather than wait till Friday to put my fuel in, I might just use this cash that I put away for the MOT work to get some fuel in, so I can have the diesel heater on and get a bit more heat in here. Because it's going to be cheaper. I hope it's, well, I presume it's going to be cheaper than the radiator, and I need that for electric anyway, so I can sort of control it a little bit, and it makes it get hotter in here quicker, so I can just do a few blasts, a half-hour blast, sort of whenever it's needed, just to sort of take the chill off, which is a lot better than this radiator. So yeah, it's just hard. On another note, obviously I'm not spiritual. I thought I'd do a journey to ask for help and just to check that I am on the right track, and I still don't have that negative feeling about not getting through the MOT, or it won't, or it will get through it, but it's like, it will be done okay, we'll manage it somehow, whatever's going to happen, somehow we'll get through that. God, I couldn't be without this van. That scares me to death. It scares me to death. Anyway, we will keep it somehow. I've got to put a bloody go over a minute there. Stop my pride. We'll do something. Anyway, it's just oh my God, there's gonna be such a weight off my shoulders to know this van's okay. I've got so much planned. Anyway, so yeah, I did a journey, and just thought, okay, well, I haven't really done that and connected and asked for help or checked, obviously connect very easily just in from here, that I can connect very easily. I thought, well, I'll do a natural dream, try to get sort of some visions and see what's what, and that was incredible. I won't go into it too much, but suffice to say, I was shown, I know I've got 4 bigger drum blanks in my drum team, my healing team. I was shown exactly what I was put on each of those drums to help people go forward for healing. And that went from I'm not going to say what they are, you can wait and see till I paint them, but that was amazing. And then also, I know my latest logo, I was saying to people, for some reason I've got a little black cat in the window of the van. I don't understand why, when obviously I had the Savannah and the Wildkatt, and I always wanted a melanistic Savannah, so I thought maybe it's just that for the future. Anyway, I was actually told about a black cat that was coming to me. I don't know if it's melanistic Savannah, it may just be a normal one, but it was going to be called Black Magic. It was going to be part of the therapy and the energies going forward to help folk. So that was interesting to have that confirmed. I mean, I'm not saying that's coming now, I'm going to go out and get one or anything. That'll come when it's time's right for it. But that's interesting that the team I got, the trio of cats I've got on my logo, the Hope logo, has just been confirmed that there will be a black cat coming on. And they were, and when I said before, I'd seen this Wildkatt vision, and then Spirit came along, and so I'm not going to question that. I just know that's going to come about. I know I want more Savannahs and spotted Savannahs, and that'd be lovely down the line, but can't afford that yet. That's going to be a reward once I've made the money, got myself sorted, and and kind of got the time and the space to look after them. I'm focused on these 2 at the moment, but yeah, that was interesting, and that was shown. So there's rewards out there, and like I said, I'm still being told I'm on the right track. This is very much my sacrifices I've got to make at the moment. Really got to struggle to prove that I'm willing to keep to my path. Everybody's being tested at the moment, even the people on spiritual paths and things like that. And it's interesting that as I was connecting with somebody yesterday, that more lessons came out saying that as we struggle and as we are limited to what we can do and we can't afford to do much, we're just sort of sitting huddled up in the cold, things like that. Actually, we're putting ourselves back into an area where we can actually focus and be more in tune spiritually on those energies and get the messages and receive the messages and things like that. So it's actually a good thing. It's just like putting us away for more cons, and it's like going back to nature. We're sort of in a scenario where spirit and the energies can actually communicate with us when we're just sort of sitting cuddled up and things like that, and you just mind wandering. That's when you're going to get your messages. And it was very interesting that it's a time when a lot of us will probably sort of, even people be praying to their gods or whatever for help, and then that's when you're going to get your answers. And if this is happening for a reason, it's not a negative thing, and obviously we knew there was going to be a lot of selection and the will being cleared and putting people in different sort of zones and things like that, and for people to be segregated who's going forward on different levels, and so it's a good clear out going on. and everybody will be sort of put into their vibrational groups and things like that, which is interesting. But anyway, yeah, so it's like for me to sort of, I'm thinking, you know, how do I get in and help the people that I'm meant to help with? I'm not actually mixed with anybody yet, and just to actually suddenly have a wonderful message from somebody who knows me, and in turn they actually needed some spiritual consultation, and was getting messages, as was I, through that. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. That made me feel worthy, made me remind me of what I do and what I'm able to do, and you know, the messages that I'm able to connect with and give and support others, and that just helped pull me up last night. It really did help pull me up last night. Good boy spirit. So I'm grateful for that. And it just happened to remind me, you know, what this is all about, what my path's about. And, you know, it is about sacrificing so much, because like I put on Facebook, these sacrifices I'm going to at the moment, it's about balance. If I can do without right now, it's because it's going to be the balance of all the abundance to come later. So you've got to, you know, you can't just have everything all the time. There's got to be sort of a balance in those energies. And if you think about, whilst you're struggling, somebody else, or the balance of that is succeeding, so that's good as well. So you know, it's just we're all connected, so it's all good. And our time will come when, and this is the time where I'm supposed to be being very, very humble and without stuff. And they were saying if I need help, if I need food, blankets, or whatever. But it's like, I know I will get what I'm supposed to get from those who are meant to help me. I don't want to sort of put out there and sort of take from people or resources that is for them, if that makes sense. I wait for those who are drawn to me to help me, because I know that is the ones that are going to help me get through, and they're the ones that be rewarded as I come full circle and then get back out there and can sort of repay them in the way that spirit sides that can be repaid. I certainly don't want to sort of, you know, I can survive under the duvet. I can survive in my moods. I mean, the cats are happy. We've got the van. We've still got, you know, another month before, you know, the MOT's out. You know, I'm hoping that maybe I can do some readings for folk and get money that way. It's very difficult when you sort of can't really earn money, and people haven't got the money and the funds to do so. But my bits and I'm going to selling slowly. I haven't got much of my worldly goods left to do, but I'll be forced to get in there and move things around, tidy up. I've obviously got the furniture I want now, so I've obviously got the surplus furniture which is slowly going. I'll just have to sell it off cheap, and not be greedy, and in turn that will hopefully then attract the energies from me and people to me who will then help otherwise. But obviously I've been shown about the drums. I've now got the drums to paint, so if I can get this diesel heater working again and fuel in the tank, I can now sit in the warm and get back to painting those drums, which are important about going forward to do the healing and the drumming circles next year. So I've got to get on with that instead of just sitting on my bums. And of course it's been too cold to sit at the desk and do any painting. My hands have been frozen. I'm really suffering my cold hands at the moment, so I've got some fingerless gloves and that. But it's like, you know, you have to be in that right frame of mind and warm enough to actually sort of want to work. And you know, so when this depression starts to turn a little bit more, I'm going to get on with what my spiritual path is. So drums very much part of that. I know I was going to do some sort of lives and things to sort of do some sort of Christmas selling, or maybe I just got to go live on Facebook. I mean, my profile on Facebook is not actually my spiritual one, it's just my van life one. I know a few people have found me on there. So obviously if I'd gone live on my other profile, then everybody would be there for readings and free things like that, and that probably help. And I think if I went live on Facebook right now, nobody would even come on, because, you know, they don't know what I do. But maybe I've got to sort of get into that and practice doing that and help the community regarding that. Christmas, I'm always on Christmas, New Year, I'm always alone. I have no Christmas decorations. I don't even own a tree. I don't own any decorations, and I'm certainly, you know, can't justify buying anything like that when every spare penny at the moment is going to go towards the paying for the MOT work that he's doing. I mean, I haven't thought about where the MOT fee is going to come from in the garage it's going to yet. You know, it's still December, so let's get through December first. But I just made me realise, my God, it's January next month, and it's anyway, we're not going to think about it just yet. We're just going to manifest that things will be okay. You know, the funds will come. You know, I'm even thinking now maybe I've got to sell my canoe to help with those funds, which I love, but then it's not being used. It's something I can get later when I can afford it. And, you know, I'm not necessarily going to be taking Hope to Coniston or anything like that. And that may bring in another sort of £150, £200. That maybe should be enough to get her through. the MOT and pay for the work. So I'm trying to think, what have I got left? I know I've got still got my portrait drum to do for my friend, but whether or not they're doing it, I don't know. And that's only if I finish it. So and I've got to be in the right mood for that. So I think I've got to sort of get this place warm, do some of the drums. I've been told that some of the next drums I'm doing, the ones I'm keeping for demonstrations and working with community with, are some of going to be some of the best work I've ever done, regarding artwork and what's channeled within them. Because obviously there's bigger stuff they're going to be working with. So I'm intrigued to see how they are going to turn out. But yeah, I'm just sort of letting you know I'm great, but I'm okay. I'm not great, but I'm okay. This isn't a negative thing. This is normal for me. It's like I say, it's all part of the balance. Like I said, as I explained to people how I work, to be able to do the miracles and the healing that I channel, you have to have the balance of having these extreme lows as well. So I'm not going to complain, you know. I also got to remember that, you know, I need that work, rest and play. And this cold and this time out is for me to remember to rest and rest my body and allow it to cope with foods and everything else that I'm now processing, and allow me to, oh yep, plenty spirit, oh he's something it, come here, allow me to process things and get the information I need to get to help me going forward. So that's got a bit too much in it. So anyway, yeah, I that'll do. It's a 20-minute video. That'll do for now. Oh yeah, Buy Me a Coffee platform's now got a wish list section, so I'm trying to sort of put things on there that you can obviously donate towards, like the MOT work, or you can just like buy one-off things. Like, thank you very much to Sharon, who I put cat jumpers up. Their jumpers are too small, and I put £20 up for cat jumpers, and she's in fully committed to that mission. Hear it, thank you, and pay for them. He's rubbing his nose on it and pay for them. So thank you to Sharon who did that. I'll obviously, once that money is cleared and we've got the fuel in the van to go off to Pets at Home, we're going to take the cats on the spending spree and go get them some little dog jumpers fitted, ready for the next lot of cold weather. And that's how it works. Same as I'll probably put in there some money for the fuel, for the diesel heater, and I've got things like sort of paints and bits for me, and a pair of trousers for me, because I actually don't have any warm clothes. This was donated by Di. You see the state of it. I've only another one now. It's been well and truly used, worn, cats on it and everything. So the like, big winter jumper I've got, I've only got very thin summer trousers that I live in and dresses that I live in because of my weight and because of the weight of my legs and that, and it's very cold to go out walking in this freezing weather. So I'm thinking that maybe I've got to allow myself to buy a pair of jogging bottoms or something that'd be a bit warmer, or velvet trousers or something that'd be a bit warmer in this weather, because my knees are so big and I've also got issues around my legs. People are aware that very few things will actually fit on my legs. So I literally do just lift in summer clothes. I put socks on there, but I'm still walking barefoot between here and the bungalow and in the van, and wear my sandals and that. But also I think it's getting to the point where I can't continue wearing my sandals. Fortunately, I invested in a pair of muckers, fleece line muckers, like sort of little mini welly things, last year, which I've been able to wear them in the ice and the snow and go walking in that. And I have got walking boots, but I don't really feel too safe in them, and they're a bit cold. I don't know if you know if I've got laces on them. Anyway, that's a bit by the by. Like I said, I've got to when my benefits go in, I've also got the pram straps on the wish list on Buy Me a Coffee. Even if I've got to buy them myself and then have that repaid, I'm going to keep them up there because obviously I'm using food money to buy them. I don't have the spare monies for that sort of thing. So even though I've got to get them to get me out and get me out walking with the cats, it's money that I haven't really got. And also I put on there all my foods that I'm allowed to eat or that I can cope with eating. So you can either donate sort of anything from £1 or whatever towards that, or if people are dropping off food parcels for me, they can look on there and see the foods that I'm allowed to have. And that's not from now, but obviously going later when we start doing some work and get some donations and do trades, and people can bring me food or cat food in return for the services I offer. At least I've gotten to put that in an area where you can sort of have donate there. The only problem with buying me a coffee is it goes through Stripe, and Stripe I think only pays it like once a month or something. So even though it's been paid off, you have to wait till the end of the month or whatever for it to clear before you're given the funds. Whereas things like PayPal and that is instantly there. But at least that's also good for me, because that would be put out of the way, so I can't spend it on anything else or anything else that's needed. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to stop now. Like I said, thank you so much for my new subscribers. Thank you to subscribers who've been there. Thank you to my supporters who've been helping and funding me. Thank you to Ian, who obviously helped pay for the fuel and pay for the pram so I could get this back, and that's made a heck of a difference going forward. That pram is awesome. Yes, okay, it's got issues, but we'll sort that. And it's just been wonderful. It's just something we need, and obviously the van will be stuck here now, won't be able to drive anywhere. Can't afford to drive anywhere, so we've got to get used to being here, and I'll do some work in the van. The cats can get their walks and everything from here, and if I need food and shopping, I'll be making myself walk with the pram to go fetch that food and that shopping, to give me that exercise and to get used to using that facility instead of driving anywhere and using the fuel we can't afford to use, the diesel. We've really got to sort of tighten our belt now and put every sort of penny into paying Ian's labour to get the welding done and to get this MOT, and I've got to tell myself that's what I'll have to do. It's imperative that we keep this van and we get this van through the MOT, because it's means so much to us. I can't lose this van. I can't lose any more vans. I can't lose any more homes. You know, as I say, it's hanging the balance now after what Grace went through and her getting vandalised and we losing her. And we had all the plans of her going into the same thing, the work, the shows, the mobile shop and things, and I lost her. And also that's how I ended up in debt and things. Great. Hope is at that same scenario. I've got the base vehicle. I've got all the bookings ready. I've got all the plans in place. I've got all the opportunity to sort of start earning money and everything, or things from August next year, but we've got to get through the MOT, and we've got to get her bit of conversion done more so she's comfortable and she's warm and hold on in there. So we're bearing a sort of good luck and things like that, and if I'm on the right track and it seems to be telling me this is the right thing, then let's see what happens. And I trust, I so much trust in spirit, and whatever happens, whatever's meant to happen will happen, and I run with it and be grateful for it. But I truly hope right now that we end up with hope, with an MOT ticket, and then my God, we can really settle down and start working towards the future and working towards helping the community, repaying those who help me, and get my life on track and get the cat's life on track, and you know, start bringing these things together. It's like taking that leap of faith. Well, I'm taking it, and now I'm waiting to see where I land. Hopefully it's with Hope and my cats. But, you know, there's always been curveballs, and let's see what happens next. Bye for now.